Ian here from the Touratech showroom in downtown Seattle, and today we're going to be installing the upper crash bars for a KTM 790 Adventure R. These crash bars will fit the standard 790 Adventure just the same, and they come in 3 different colors. You can get them bare stainless steel, or you can get them in orange or black coating over that same stainless steel bar. These bars are a great way to protect the fairing on the top of the motorcycle, just above the gas tank and below the handlebars. In the event of laying the bike over on hard surfaces or even some soft surfaces, they'll help to keep the plastic off the ground. So the install on these is actually quite straightforward. They're designed to be used with the lower bars or without, either way, and I'll walk you through that on the installation. So let's get into the hardware pack and look at everything that's included with these. The hardware pack consists of 2 clamp pieces, 1 36mm spacer, 2 8mm spacers, 1 4mm spacer, 2 M8x20 bolts, 1 M8x90 bolt, 1 M8x65 bolt, 2 M8 nylock nuts, 4 washers, and a strip of 4 adhesive protective films. To complete this installation, you'll need a 6mm Allen drive tool, a 13mm spanner wrench, some thread lock, some anti-seize, and the instructions that you can print out from the Touratech website. Let's head over to the bike and get to work. I'm going to start on the throttle hand side of the motorcycle. First step is to remove the tank mounting bolt here. On the throttle side of the motorcycle, we're going to use one of these 65mm long M8 bolts, an M8 washer, and an 8mm spacer, because this bike does not have the lower tank crash bars on it. If this bike did have the lower bars, we would only be using a 4mm spacer here. So be sure to put a little bit of thread locker on the bolt, put the washer over the bolt, and then put the bolt through the crash bar, and then the spacer goes in between the crash bar and the bike. Just get this bolt started finger tight, but leave it loose so that you can move the bar around while you're installing the other end. Before we attach the hardware in the upper position, we'll need to line the top of this bar up and see where it's going to rub on the black subframe piece. With the bar in place, now we can put 2 pieces of the protective film behind the crash bar. One goes in between the bar and the crash bar itself. The other piece goes on the back side of the subframe bar to protect from the back side of the clamp. Take one of the clamp pieces and engage its T-shaped cutout with the matching cutout in the top of the crash bar. This piece will wrap around the front subframe and be held in place just with friction until we put the bolt in. The hardware required for the upper mount is 1 M8x20 bolt, 1 M8 washer, and 1 M8 nylock nut. Be sure to apply some anti-seize to the threads of this bolt since it's going to be threading into a nylock nut. Install the bolt through the bracket piece from the subframe side, and then install the washer and the nut in between the crash bar and the bodywork. Leave these bolts loose and install the crash bar on the other side of the motorcycle so you can adjust the fit to make sure you like it before you tighten everything down. On the clutch lever side of the motorcycle, you'll need to use this 36mm spacer if we are not running lower crash bars, but if you are running lower crash bars, you're only going to need the 8mm spacer. Otherwise, the installation is exactly the same as this side. So once we get that done, we can adjust the fit, make sure that they look symmetrical, tighten all the bolts down. We have the bars loosely installed on both sides of the motorcycle. We've checked to make sure that the fit is even and we've adjusted them where necessary. Now all we ought to do is just tighten up the bolts. These bolts require about 6 foot-pounds in all the positions, so let's just get to tightening it down. The installation of the upper crash bars is complete. Now your bike will be protected in the unfortunate event of a tip over. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but if it does, you'll be glad you installed these ahead of time. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell. And you can visit our website, touratech-usa.com, to see more products that we have for your bike and others just like it.